First off, obviously that was a very credit to Furman, very well coached team. They really executed their stuff offensively. They moved at a pace that we had to all game. It felt like we had to catch up, and that we were chasing them all game. And very potent offensively, but more so they had a really good defensive day. They had a really good defensive game plan. They took away our strength, which is playing in the paint and getting on that rim and getting on that backboard. So credit to them for playing well. I think us as a team, we're going through some things right now, some growing pains. But I continue to say it's like this team has to go through this. They got to go through this. They got to understand, what it takes to win at this level. And right now, we're not there, and that's on me. That's on me first and foremost. And I got to sit back and evaluate how I'm preparing this team every day, so that they can be as successful as they're capable of being. Because right now, I don't think that we're playing to our capabilities, particularly on the offensive end. We really struggled today, 32% from the field, 17% from three. We have to be better. That starts with me, and I got to sit down and figure out how can I help these guys be more successful and more efficient on the offensive end.
Coach, result aside, getting to the lineup against Coach Ritchie, someone who's meant a lot to you through your career. Run me through the range of emotions against coaching against you.
There's a lot of emotion there. Me and him, we actually met in the pregame, and we chopped it up for about 15, 20 minutes, and I walked him around, because this is old stomping ground, so I walked him around a little bit. So, it's just a guy that I've known my whole life. He's known me since I was 17 years old, and he knows my family. I know his family. We spent time in the summers together in the past, and even this past summer we spent some time together, even though we were playing each other. And it's a great moment. You think about some things like the first game I coached, South Carolina State, the first conference game I coached, standing on UNC's court, and then standing and dapping up Richie before the game. That's a moment that I always remember.
Coach, we look at the score. Offensively, you already mentioned it. It didn't quite go your way. With all the newcomers into your lineup, you're obviously still missing Patrick and Sumler. Is it a matter of gelling? Is it a matter of not if but when?
I definitely think it's not. It is not if but when. It's definitely a win. I think this is more so. We practiced from June 10th a certain way to play basketball. And we went that way and went that way and went that way. And then, about 2 weeks before the season, we lose two guys that are, you guys know are very important. So, you get thrown a curveball, but that's part of it. A lot of people in the country deal with that stuff. So we're trying to figure out life without those guys and how can we best prepare and move forward playing without that type of offensive firepower, but also two guys that really know the defensive system. So we struggled early without them, but I don't like mentioning them. You can ask them, I don't talk about that because they got to figure it out without them. Nobody can save us but us. So we're going to continue to work, and when those guys are back in jerseys, they'll be in jerseys. But until then, we got to figure this out with the group that we have because we are very capable.
Hey, Seb, another really nice night taking it to the cup for you. It looked like offensively you've been able to fill it up in the last couple of weeks. Talk about playing a pretty competitive out-of-conference schedule so far this year. What kind of lessons you guys have learned in that locker room that you'll be able to apply come conference time?
Every game so far has been a test for us mentally and physically. I think the last game we had a really good showing on the defensive end, and then today as well. But the last two games, just our offense hasn't really been clicking. But with all games you learn lessons, so you just got to keep chipping away and applying what's been going on. We'll hit a good day.
Coach, obviously Barry a bright spot today. Talk a little bit about, though, Jalen Gibbons, what he's been offering you off the bench in that low post.
Jalen was active today, and today was a day where his motor was running pretty decently. But it's all about consistency with him and the defensive end. 8-8 is fine, but I don't know if he played a really good game. I think he struggled